Question 6, the final question to Jordan. What are your views on the Common Core state standards?
Common Core. That's something that's very controversial within our city. If you talk to the parents, the teachers, all different people. Some people know what it is, a lot of people have no idea. But I can tell you, I've been doing extensive research on Common Core. I've read countless articles, blogs, letters, and stories, not to mention the actual standards themselves. Here's some information that I have found and that I feel everyone in the district should be aware. In 2007, a group of governors and state education chiefs got together to try to fix a declining U.S. public academic system. Their goal was to establish a new set of standards that better prepared kids for college, careers, and their ever-changing, globally competitive world. As a result, the Common Core standards were born. At the time, it seemed like a good idea. In 2010, the standards were published and made available for math and English. The goal is for states to have 85% of their curriculum based upon those standards. So to argue that Common Core is not a curriculum would be false. 47 states accepted the bribe from the federal government. They handed out over $350 million in grants and waivers. Now more than 10 states are reconsidering Common Core for their state. Common Core comes with a one-size-fits-all testing. When did teaching to the test become the way to teach? Common Core lacks any research and testing to see if they will actually work. I feel Common Core shows a mistrust of the teachers. I believe we need to get out of the way and let our outstanding teachers do what they've been trained to do. I believe that educators need to inspire and empower all children to learn how to learn, not what to learn. The things I feel determine the success of a student would be the involvement of the parents and the grit of the student. What do these standards do to address that? I would argue nothing. I do not have a problem with standards. I have a problem with these standards that will produce a curriculum that is one size fits all for our entire country and will not fit the values and best interests of our students and families in Waterford. As a district, we need a curriculum that is solid and flows throughout the district and is the standard of education in our state, country, and the world. Our students should be 100% prepared to make it in the world on their own, whatever they choose to do. Bottom line, Common Core was never voted on by Congress, the Department of Education, state or local governments. If Common Core standards are as great as they claim, why are they being pushed on everyone and not sold as the great standards they claim to be? I would also argue that they are unconstitutional based on the Wisconsin 10th Amendment. Having said that, I feel that as a school district, we need to run from these standards as fast as possible. We need to work with the educators as a team to develop standards that puts Waterford ahead of everyone else.
I'd like to start by saying I'm not the candidate with radical views on how our district should handle Common Core state standards that were adopted almost 4 years ago by the state of Wisconsin. Out of 426 school districts and 2,292 public schools in the state of Wisconsin, only one school district has taken the controversial step of voting out Common Core. Even politically in Wisconsin, a Republican-led committee held hearings on Common Core at the end of last year and did not recommend repealing it. Common Core is just the reality right now in Wisconsin. But before I get too far, there are probably members of the audience who aren't familiar with Common Core state standards. Academic standards are what a student should know and be able to do. Academic standards don't dictate curriculum, meaning they don't tell us how to teach. Our school district decides that. The standards are just benchmarks used to verify we're doing our job. The standards themselves are nothing new. Wisconsin last adopted state standards back in 1998 in response to No Child Left Behind. More recently, Common Core state standards were developed in a multi-state led effort. They're designed to prepare our kids for college or to enter the workforce. Again, Wisconsin adopted Common Core as our academic standards for English and math almost 4 years ago. Now, everyone seems to have their own version of how Common Core came to be and their individual feelings about the standards. Personally, I don't buy into all the conspiracy theories and think the standards are just bad because some parents have trouble helping their kids do homework. I have to weigh those homework stories against all the superintendents, administrators, and educators in Wisconsin who are pretty unified in saying that while it's not perfect and not everyone is a fan of standardized testing, it's better than the outdated standards we have and we can build on it. To me, there are really two issues here. On one hand, we have the debate over Common Core and standardized testing. On the other, we're talking about our district moving away from Common Core and what that would mean. I fully support debating whether or not our country's laser focus on standardized testing has been the best way forward for our educational system. I personally don't think we've found the right balance, and it has taken a toll on our educators and our children. But I feel that debate has to happen at the state and national levels. That's not what Jordan is suggesting. He's suggesting that we just do our own thing. Here's why I don't think that makes any sense. For starters, our district has been implementing Common Core since it was adopted, again, 4 years ago. All that training, preparation, money, everything goes right out the window. Now, even if you buy into the thought that Common Core is detrimental to our children, nothing outside of our little bubble changes, and it's a little bubble. Let's start at the local level. We're not a unified district. We'd be putting our elementary schools at odds with our high school. We want to align curriculum to the high school, not the opposite. Next, we're at odds with the state. Just because we decide we don't want to do Common Core anymore doesn't mean that any of the state's standardized testing changes. It stays aligned with Common Core. Our performance as a school district is based on those tests. Finally, it puts us at odds with the rest of the country, where everything from textbooks to ACT tests are being aligned with Common Core. I understand if people don't like Common Core. I think everybody agrees that it's not perfect, but it was designed as a floor, not a ceiling, meaning it leaves room for improvement, and people will be improving upon it across the country. We need to be part of that conversation. If you want to get rid of Common Core, putting our school into disarray isn't the way about going about doing it. Contact your state representative, contact your congressman, try to change things on the state and national levels. That's where this debate belongs. I'm not interested in taking a political stand on the backs of our children. Thank you.
I gotta say I disagree. I don't think it should be at the state or the national level. I think we know here what our children better need than Obama or Scott Walker does. I'll give you an example of one of the questions. Hopefully you can decide for yourself if these are really appropriate questions. This is for a 6th grader. Ruby sat on the bed she shared with her husband holding a hair clip. There was something mysterious and powerful about the cheaply manufactured neon clip that she was fondling in her newly suspicious palms. She didn't recognize the hair clip. It was too big to be the daughter's, and Ruby was sure that it wasn't hers. She hadn't had friends over in weeks, but there was a hair clip, little and green, with a few long black hair strands caught in it. Ruby ran her fingers through her own blonde hair. She had just been vacuuming when she noticed this small, bright green object under the bed. Now her life would never be the same. She would wait here until Mike returned home. What does that say to you guys? Does that say that her husband's out cheating? What is wrong with saying the word fondling to a 6-year-old? Why should we be teaching this stuff to our kids? That is not right. That is, you can find that right online. If you don't believe me, I have it right here in front of me, exactly what it is. I don't think that's right that we're teaching that to our kids by any means. I think Common Core has many inappropriate sides to it. If you look at it, 4 states never adopted Common Core. 3 states paused the implementation. 10 states are downgrading their participation. How great is it? The parents don't like Common Core. The teachers don't like Common Core. If we truly care about the children's education, shouldn't we be listening to the parents and the teachers? Let's take a look at some other programs that the federal government is mandating. Social Security. How many of you think you're going to have Social Security when you retire? Obamacare. That's a joke. The website doesn't work. They don't know how many people are enrolling. And it's not even affordable as they claim. The Postal Service is losing billions of dollars a year. And we're going to trust them to experiment with our children's education? How does that make any sense? You may be wondering what my point is. My point is, as I said before, the federal government screws up anything it gets its hands on. We need to have it at the local level where the teachers and the parents are involved in what we're teaching the kids.
Sorry, I thought we switched debates for a minute there. Apologize. You notice a lot of things that Jordan said. This state did it, that state did it, this state left, this one didn't. That's my point. If you don't like Common Core, take it up with your representative, your congressman. Try to get it out of Wisconsin. And then everybody is on a level playing field. And we're all talking about the same thing in Wisconsin. What does ditching Common Core even look like for our school district? What is the plan for replacing it? Is everybody going to get together over the weekend and do it? On his website, Jordan states, and I quote, "We would take the Common Core standards as the base and raise the bar." So I'm confused. Are the standards good or are they bad? Isn't that what the creators of Common Core said you're supposed to? It's a floor, it's not a ceiling. Then what's the point of removing it if we're just going to use it as the base? Now, in Jordan's blog post about Common Core on his campaign website, 481 of the 596 words, or 81% of the text, was copy and pasted from another website. It was in between his opening paragraph and his closing paragraph. One of my supporters caught it, questioned him about it, and he added a citation. Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk or cause controversy by saying something like that, but these are my children. It's hard for me to take this position seriously when I don't even know how much of it is his own. I'm not willing to let someone experiment, words Jordan used, on my children, undo 4 years of work at our elementary schools, and put us at odds with the rest of the town, state, and nation because he doesn't like Common Core based on what other people told him. Did I still have some time? If Jordan's going to list some of the things he thinks are wrong with Common Core, I think I should at least provide the other side's arguments, which are, it was a state-led effort, not by the federal government. The standards were developed by teams of educators and administrators. They are aligned with college and work expectations. The standards include rigorous content and are superior to Wisconsin's previous standards. The states will continue collaboration. Standards are standards. They do not dictate curriculum. The standards are a floor, not a ceiling. Common Core provides a consistent set of standards from state to state, and the standards are internationally benchmarked against top-performing countries. And like I said, if you don't like Common Core, that's fine. Just, this is the wrong venue to try to change it. Thank you.